And what is up, everybody? Hopefully your weekend, fam, was a really good one, because mine was a bit of a doozy, to be completely honest with you guys. But you guys ain't here for that. You guys are here for some interesting takes from a certain fanboy that is pretty familiar to this channel. I've covered him a lot, and some of his takes recently on Tears of the Kingdom is really out there. It's really stretched out there. But before we dive right into this video, make sure to grab yourself a snack and a drink, and we'll dive right into this. And oh, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I'll have plenty of more content coming for you guys.
Hello everyone, this is Cody Lee of blackcatbooks.org.
Didn't ask, don't need it, go fuck yourself.
You know, I make fun of Harman every single time he tries to advertise on my channel with his book. But this time I'm going to say congratulations, Harman. Congratulations on releasing the book. I think you deserve a congratulations. Back to the video.
So while I was playing The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, I came across a really interesting little tidbit that I think most people haven't caught on to, because the game is so new, and because, like, you know, the vast majority of the audiences haven't really gotten to it yet and don't really know about what really happens in this game, like what the Tears of the Kingdom even are.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, it is getting into spoiler territory. This is actually one of the times the Nintendo fanboy actually got something right for once in his life. And I'm going to warn you right now, his take on this little section of the game is pretty much worth hearing. And yeah, it's a doozy. Get ready for this one.
Spoiler alert for the record for this video. You know, playing through this game, going through, finding Zelda, finding out what happened to Zelda, finding out what Zelda's become, finding out like what's been happening with this game. You know, I made a really interesting realization, and I made a YouTube short about this, but I really should talk about this, because this is really critical, really amazing that Nintendo did this, in that they turned Zelda into a trans icon.
See, I've had the unfortunate pleasure of watching this video over and over again just to make sure I'm not hallucinating or any stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain to my audience what a trans person is. I mean, you guys are pretty much grown adults. You understand what it is. If you don't understand what a trans person is, please go to Google and look it up. It'll explain it a lot better than I could to you. And I do want to warn you guys, I'm going to have to show you that cutscene in order to explain or show you what's going on and what he's yammering on about.
It's weird that, like, I'm seeing so many critics and game journalists try to paint this narrative that Link is the trans icon, but it's actually Zelda herself. And the reason for that is because, you know, the plot involves Zelda going back in time, hanging out with, like, her interracial relationship ancestors, you know, chilling with them, having, like, a good time with them. A way better she has a way better relationship with them than her actual father, by the way. You know, she goes through this motion and goes through the motions, and finally, you know, through all of this, comes to a realization that she needs to transition.
Harman, the word that you are looking for is transform, not transition. Because the way that you're saying it right now, Harman, it's sounding like you're saying that Zelda's about to convert over to a man. In this situation, the words that you want to use is transform, okay? She's not transitioning into becoming a man. She transformed into something, which I will not spoil to you guys, because you'll get it soon. He's going to practically spoil it.
Right? She, because of the plot, because of the things that happen in the distant past, and because of, like, what Zelda needs to accomplish and what needs to be done, Zelda needs to transition into a giant flying fire-breathing dragon.
Like I said earlier, the contents that you need for this is transform, not transition. Transition is, you know, referred to like, oh, this guy transitioned into a woman because he felt like his gender identity was a woman. You know, that's what transition is used for. And I know sometimes I'm really bad with words too, but Harman, you're worse than me, okay? And the reason why you're worse than me is because you refuse to use the appropriate words in this situation. The appropriate one, again, is transform. The reason why you want to use transform is because she's transforming into a dragon. When you use the word transition is referred to one person go into the other gender. I know that transform and transition are basically kind of the same words, but they are used in two different ways to explain a situation that's going on. And it really surprises me too, Harman. You wrote books, so you should know this. You've probably maybe taken classes to write these books, who knows? But you should really know the difference. But you know what, though? I'm not going to be too hard on Harman. God knows my freaking book, The Vendetta of Gar, is going to take fucking forever to come out.
Right? Zelda is trans. Like, I don't know what the, forgive me my ignorance, but like, Zelda is trans because she turns into a giant dragon, right? Like, this is like an incredibly progressive thing for Nintendo to do. Like, this isn't like really a topic that like most people really talk about. But, in the age of transhumanism, in this age of like, becoming something more than what you are, like.
All right, you troglodyte. Zelda is not a trans. She transformed into a dragon. You know what? I'm playing the cutscene right now so you guys can understand.
竜へと姿を変えた者の心は永劫に戻らない。
Trying to figure out in every single situation, every single timeline, and how he even came up with this decision saying, yeah, this is definitely a transition, not a transformation. But in all honesty, when Nintendo keeps you in its basement for a long time, you don't get that much social interaction now, do you?
You know what? It's possible, right, for a human being, or a Hylian in this case, to turn themselves into a giant dragon, right? Like, that should be on the table. That should be something. Like, why exactly can I not be a giant flying dragon? Like, what reason would I have?
Well, let me tell you real quickly then, Harman. It's not going to be very difficult to figure out. You're going to need wings. Your nails are going to have to be replaced with like something that's going to be like really, really sharp. Your whole skin is going to have to be replaced with scales. And then this is a major factor too. You're going to need to have grafted onto your body wings in order to be able to fly. And then on top of your skull, you're going to need horns. And then probably the most painful part you're probably going to have to go through is somehow, some way, putting inside your body a way to generate fire. Do you understand that? Do you understand that your biology prevents that? And also, and get a load of this too, it's probably going to take a lot more money than you'll ever make in your life, Harman. And on top of that, the time for recovery to do that will probably outlive you in about 1 million years. So good luck with that, buddy.
Like, it's possible. So why shouldn't I do it? Why shouldn't I try it? If that's what I wanted, if that's what's right for me, like, why should I not be able to do that? And Zelda, really depicts this act as being like justified, as being noble, and as being based, right? Like, Zelda sacrifices herself to allow Link the freedom to restore the Master Sword, and allow Link to have the ability to fight back against the upheaval, right? To fight gloom.
Cause I don't know, Harman. This is real life, okay? The chances of you turning yourself into a dragon is 0.000000001% of a chance of turning into a dragon. You have a better chance, Harman, okay? You have a better chance of turning yourself into a Haley Smith. This weird little fantasy that you get in your head, like, I could just turn myself into a dragon, herp. You know, at least when Zelda turned herself into a dragon, at least it was for a noble cause. You are just on an ego trip right now. That's pretty much typical for the fanboy. Pretty much the standard.
Right, to fight Ganondorf, right? Because of Zelda's actions, because she did this, she saved the entire world. Like, Zelda being trans has essentially saved the day in the world of Tears of the Kingdom. And I can't begin to tell you just how big of a deal this is for me, how big of a deal this is for other people like me in the LGBTQ plus IP community. Like, this is just a remarkable accomplishment on Nintendo's fault. Like, on Nintendo's part. Like, I think this very well might be the most progressive game ever made.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a fucking idiot.
Harman, I don't know what the hell you were smoking or ingesting, but there is no way in hell you are part of the LGBT community. I know a bunch of people that are part of that community, and they would throw you out faster than you could blink. And I'm just making an assumption here. This is allegedly, this is not proven or anything, but the words he just said right now, are you a furry, Harman? Are you a fucking furry? Because if you are, that does not make you an LGBT. For being a furry is just a hobby. What are you smoking, Harman, that you think that if you are a furry are part of the LGBT community? My brain cells are endgaming themselves right now. This game does not contribute to the LGBT community. I don't know where you made this correlation at all, but your hobby, your secret little hobby of being a furry, for all I know, is a hobby, not a sexual orientation. That's what LGBTQ is. You know, they're sexually attracted to, you know, like the same sex or whatever other combinations. A long discussion on that one. But you know what, though? You know what? Let's just throw the furry thing out real quickly, you know, because I could be wrong. I really could be extremely wrong. But you know what? There is one thing, though. We know for a fact he is a fanboy of Nintendo. Through and through, all the way through. So, I mean, he could be part of the LGBT community. You want to know why? Because he loves getting that Glock 9000 to Nintendo. But thankfully, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys really appreciate me making these videos, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. I always like talking to you guys. And hey, if you guys really enjoyed these videos and if you want more of them, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 7,000 by the end of this year. And, it also lets the algorithm know, like, hey, we could push Gara's videos out more and people can enjoy them too. But besides all that sellout shit, thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Later, fam, and be safe out there, fam.